It's me, it's the one and all Paul Francis, welcoming you to Starfleet Universe on call. And tonight we got something a little new for people. Forgive me for the change in scenery this week. So instead of actually seeing the wonderful background of my office, now you have the wonderful background of my dining room. So the idea of this particular podcast, obviously for those of you who are on listening only, I'm not sure how much this is going to be interesting to you. Hopefully at least you'll listen in and maybe listen to the discussion and see how things go. For those of you who don't know, which I'm hoping you do at this point, because I've announced it in the past for at least 2 weeks or so, and that is that I do plan on doing two live streams from the Gamers of Summer, so that y'all can actually get into the action. If there's someone there to play, I will be playing them. If there's no one to play, I will be actually showing a demo of, I don't think I'll demo Starfleet battles. Maybe Federation Commander, maybe Marines, Starfleet Marines, or maybe the card game, Starfleet Battle Force. One of those, possibly even the Klingon Armada. I'll be showing one of those off as a demo if I don't have anyone live, in person, that is. So if you want to, you can watch it live. I will also be posting this to the YouTube channel. Again, I've had no one actually say, "Oh, well, no, you got to stream YouTube too," which I'm not sure if I can. If I get enough requests to do a live stream both on Twitch and on YouTube, I will look to do that. I think that it is possible. Just takes a little bit of work. So, moving onward and forward, the plan is basically have this kind of setup. I'm not sure if I plan on. What I plan on doing is not having my lovely face shown. I do plan on having these headphones with the mic. So to those of you who've even noticed this, I'm sure everybody will, which is the tone of the mic will be different. Because I'm not going to be using my big blue Yeti. Actually, not a blue Yeti, but it's a Yeti microphone, which is a huge thing. I don't want to be using that. I'm hoping my guess is not that I can get a little more isolation using this headphone. Possibly not, but at the very least, I think at least it won't be picking up as much as if I use my big Yeti mic. So, and the hope and dream is that you won't see my face on the stream. You'll only hear my disembodied voice. I don't plan on streaming my face at all because I want to be in the middle of action. So what you might see is, you won't be see this one because right now you're looking at my laptop camera. And I don't plan on having a separate camera which is facing me. I can, in theory, I can use my phone as a camera and have it facing me and so forth, and have it so I can look up and talk to. But most of the time, you probably see the top of my head. So that's just warning about how the stream will look. So this is currently, I'm just saying hi. Now, hey Iggy, I am actually watching what I'm streaming on my iPad. I'm not sure if I'm going to be actually doing that I probably won't be doing that because I'm concerned about bandwidth and making sure that it gets all recorded properly and so forth, streamed properly. So I probably don't want to have it so I'm streaming both there and back. So it's going to double the bandwidth cost or bandwidth usage at that moment in time. So I probably won't. I'll bring my iPad to do other things, but I won't be using my iPad as my normal second screen and monitor, basically, to say, okay, let's see, what do I look like, on Twitch. So moving on, running forward on that. Okay, the plan is to have something like this. I've got my camera currently set up, pointing down on it. This is not the best angle, but tough part always with stuff like this. I'm definitely not gonna have an overview camera when this just looks straight down. I don't think that's really possible.
Is this a separate camera that has a cable that you can
Yes,
move around?
yes,
We could rig something potentially.
yeah, because what we probably want is something that looks like more along the lines of this way, right? This way.
Ah!
Coming down. No, because I don't think. See, that doing something like this is I either have to have it basically hanging from something above, or have like a very large tripod, which this is hanging, looking from. This is, you know, I figure this is a pretty good
The
angle
person
on
who
it.
is Yeah, that's good. That's good right there. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, this is a little bit like that because I didn't want my iPad to be on the video, um, but still be able to watch it. Do do do. What I can do is actually
Is
move
that a
this.
Lyran over there?
Yes, it is.
Or
I brought
that's regular Lyran, right?
correct. This is the Learn Commander, and I hate to do this, but I'm gonna have to do this. Which is, and the other ship I brought up was the actual Romulan KR, and this would be obviously. Hey, actually, I actually do like the Romulan KR. I like the B turn mode on it, and most
Yeah, it's a
importantly,
great ship.
on this ship, I like these, which is the LPRP plasma angles, the arcs. I'm not really a fan of the FP arcs, the front half arcs for the plasma torpedoes, because I like the LPRP because it gives you the opportunity that even if you're being chased, you can still launch plasma torpedoes at your opponent, which is chasing you, because all you need to do, really,
Turn a
cat.
little. It's made for the oblique attacks.
Hmm. And as I said, you can do a quick, if he's right behind you, you can do a quick turn to left or right, and then that can bring your plasma into arc, and then your opponent has to face you, assuming that obviously they're completely charged, but they then can have the opportunity to actually inflict damage on him, or at least, if not inflict damage, force him to turn away.
Hmm.
So that's why I like the RPLPs versus the FP of like the Firehawk. And obviously, the turn mode B on this does not hurt at all. You know, so
It's pretty sweet. So
yeah,
compared to like D,
Well,
compared
Paul,
to
if you don't
being
mind me taking a devil's advocate there,
sure.
my experience has been with the Win Auxiliary mounting a Plasma S in the front.
Hmm.
And that one
Wow.
gets an FP arc as well,
Right.
and a much worse turn mode.
Hmm.
But I have found that the FP arc still allows me to make a turn and get most people into arc when I need to, even if they happen to be not right behind me, but trailing me.
You're a brave individual, my dear friend. I've you're the first person I've ever heard of to actually try to fly the Win Aux box with a Plasma S in the front.
I'm actually quite a fan of 6 drone racks and a Plasma S.
Huh.
I can see that.
I can see that. I'm used to most.
I found that the drones are very good for taking somebody off of my path because most people can't handle that many drones at a time, especially if I double up over a turn break so that once they take care of the first group, the second group comes right after them.
Isn't there
And
is
then
there no restriction on the Winox box?
The only
is there a
restriction
what?
is the number of local. I think there's a restriction on the local weapons.
Yes, the Win Auxiliary, two of the option mounts must be drone racks, ESG, or phaser
Or
one,
disruptors,
two, or three,
or it can be
or
disruptors too.
disruptor.
Yeah. Okay, excuse me, kitty. Sorry, my kitty took my seat. And it's like I'm going to sit down. Yeah, but yeah. You're the first person I've ever. Have you ever flown the Bubble Pig?
Um, I did once or twice. I didn't really care for it because I'm not really good with an ESG.
Understood. For those of you who never don't know what that term means, what a bubble pig is, the two um, option mounts in the front. You put an ESG because it takes two option mounts for an ESG, and then on the sides you put plasma Fs. So that's, and then of course then you have the four drones. So basically that is a bubble pig.
And the bubble pig, their technique, their tactic is it's overrun. And that's the case with anything where you are very heavy in the seekers. You basically want to get to range two, maybe range one, hit them with an ESG, anchor them, and then feed them all the seekers. Or if they give chase because they're a crunch race, then you feed them all the seekers to make them turn off, and then you have initiative because now you are following them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to me, always the issue with the bubble pig in my mind is that you have drones and you have an ESG. So you have the ESG up, you can't launch your drones.
Yes, and the Win Auxiliary has problems with acceleration, so it tends to be at an odd speed to the drones.
True.
I guess an ideal
So
thing would be if you tractored the guy at range one with your ESG up and all your drones out, and you just sucked him into range zero over the turn break. Just rotate him in.
that would probably work. The problem you have though is that most people are prepared for you. You can't do this on turn one because most of the time they've got overloads. You got to get them in like turn three, turn five, something like that after they're breathing heavy and they're no longer ready for you because even a Klingon with 4 disruptors will still do
A
some
lot of damage.
a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm kind of a fan of the heavy seeker packages. The one package that I'm grease lightning in is a pair of hellbores up front and then a pair of drones in the wings.
Mm-hmm.
And I play that one like a almost like a saber dance,
Oh,
where what I'll do is I'll fire I'll get to range 8 and I'll fire the hellbores is direct fire. So they will hit the facing shield with half of the warhead and nothing else. The idea there is to knock the shield down much further than anything else. Turn away, and if they turn to follow, give them a cloud of drones. And then at that point, I'm using the drones as almost defensively until I'm able to reload, and then I'll come back in, and they've got basically a down shield, and I'll hit them with hellbores again. But at that point, I'm usually looking for range 5, maybe.
mm-hmm.
Uh, an anchor is certainly not off the table at that point. And I'm looking to use my drones offensively because what I'll do is the turn before is I'll fire them late so that the opponent hasn't had a chance to kill them yet. And then that way there's drones on the board over the turn break. I'm doing an attack run with drones on the board. He kills off those drones, wastes a lot of firepower trying to take care of them, has my hellbores to deal with, and I'm able to get close and feed him even more drones.
Hmm. That's just weird. Oh, okay. Sorry, it's got a new setup. Got folks. It's I'm not. I'm because I had to change things all around. It took a little more work than I expected. I'm just double checking to make sure that everything is being recorded properly. It's going to be a little different this year, but I mean this time I got to look into the one minor issue. But anyway, it doesn't matter because most of you won't even notice it.
Well,
Except for
to circle back to the KR,
mhm.
if you don't mind, Paul,
Yep.
you're saying that you prefer the KR because of the LP RP arcs.
Mm-hmm.
And the advantage to those, and I agree with you, is that if you're being followed, you can fight out of the number 3 and the number 5 shield
Right.
very effectively. The problem you have though is that if you're attacking out of the number 1, you have issues trying to bring everything to bear without turning completely away or turning completely into him.
True.
Whereas the Firehawk with its front plasma arcs can bring 3 out of 4 of its plasma to bear anywhere in the first front half of the ship. So it's able to be much more aggressive than the KR is.
Mm-hmm. Understood. Yeah, it definitely makes it hard if you lose your shield number 1 to fight out your shield number 2 and shield number 6. Because you can do it. It's just it is more tight. It's tighter. Because yeah.
And that's because of its lineage there. It's being based off of the Klingon D6, which prefers to fight out of its number 2 and number 6. It means that you have a plasma ship that prefers to do that and has problems fighting out of its number 1.
Mm-hmm. Understood. Yeah,
So
but
I
It's
found
down
out
to
something interesting tonight, Paul.
what's that?
I found out a random bit of trivia.
What's that?
Apparently, your 60th birthday is your diamond birthday.
Huh. So you're gonna give me a diamond ring or something like that? Diamond encrusted watch or something like that for my birthday?
We're not married, so you're hosed on that. Good luck.
But
You're
a good friend of mine, really.
Ashley ordered a cake tonight, and she was asking me, "Is it silver or is it gold for the I said, "Well, let's see what our friend the internet says." And apparently, according to AI plus a few other sources on the internet, the 60th birthday thing is not actually gold; it's Diamond Jubilee. So, cake is ordered for Saturday for gamers. Unfortunately, it will not be there first thing in the morning, so no breakfast cake unless you bring breakfast cake yourself. Uh, but she's gonna run out and pick it up in the early afternoon, and we'll have it before Din Din. So,
Well, Doug, you know what the obvious breakfast cake is, don't you?
what?
It's coffee cake.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yep. You guys are gonna kill me.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I'll be here all week.
Yes. Well, then, no. What you don't understand is that everybody can enjoy the cake. I really can't. I really shouldn't. Let's put it that way. Because
there's can't and shouldn't.
yes,
There's a slight difference.
I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best to avoid getting on uh, diabetic diabetes
Med-
meds.
Yeah.
I'm trying to avoid that, and you're
Yeah.
not helping me.
Well, you know what, Paul? You are absolutely perfectly free to ask Sam's Club or Giant or some other place if they have like the diabetic free version, the sugar free cake
Hmm.
for those who want to have some birthday cake but don't want to have the sugary version that I'll be eating
Right.
because even though I am diabetic,
I was going to say that. I was like, wait, but aren't you diabetic?
you know my attitude about it by now.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a magic button. It's not a complete like 100% label as my doctor listens in and goes, "No." Yeah, exactly. But diabetic people are allowed to eat stuff that is occasionally sugary and sweet and whatnot. It's just not supposed to overload on that shit. Because that's where the real problem is.
Right.
Yeah. So there's that. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know I did update the events page
Hmm.
and basically said there's something roughly to that effect of yes, the cake will be there in the early afternoon.
Okay.
I think this is an important highlight, mostly because I'm looking forward to cake.
So it's mainly for you.
Well, yes, but it's also going to be there for everybody else that's there at the event who has,
Right.
acquired a badge properly.
Hmm.
And yeah, that's basically it. So I figure between the D&D group, whether they have one, two, or three tables this time, and the board gaming group and the other art role playing people, we should probably finish that thing off over the course of the day.
Hmm. So I shouldn't bring donuts in the morning.
Oh, you can still bring donuts. That's perfectly fine. And
Okay.
if you want to avoid the sugary stuff, having like a mixed set where you've got the ones that are like powder free and whatnot, if that's what you want,
Hmm.
or if you're gonna say screw it, I don't care, give me that damn powder
Yeah.
and
Well,
jelly donut.
I'm trying to
Yum yum
avoid
yum.
my. I have a doctor's appointment in another 2 months, and the whole idea is to convince her that hey, I can change my diet and I can avoid the drugs because I'm not one of those
Nah,
people who really enjoys taking medication and having a life which is tied and bound by to this to medication. I would like to keep
yeah,
it
I know.
as little as possible.
Dude, I'm looking forward to that day when the VA says to me, "Yeah, we've got new like thyroid things that we just literally replace your freaking thyroid with a new one." When they start growing your organs and say, "Yeah, we just took your genome and said, okay, here's a new pancreas for you. Have a nice day."
Yeah, that probably.
Imagine how much of a change that's going to be for us medically.
Yep, and we'll probably dead before we'll probably be dead
No
before that.
rejection medications,
Yeah. Well,
you know.
Well, that was the future that I was promised back in the '90s. Was that organ transplants and stuff.
Look here, whippersnapper. Where's my goddamn flying car? Where's my flying car?
yeah.
That's what I was promised.
Understood.
1980 Blade Runner, watching the spinner take off. Growing up with the Jetsons as a cartoon as a kid. Where's my
Oh,
flying cars?
oh yes.
And then there's Back to the Future.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, yeah. But by then, the flying car thing was an established science fiction meme. So
Right.
I agree.
Okay.
so.
Hey,
But
Kitty.
yeah, so I just wanted to give that important Gamers of Summer update
Okay.
that there shall be cake.
Yes, there
It
shall
will
be
not
cake.
be just there. It shall. There will be a point where the birthday boy is allowed to say, "Let them eat cake," and There shall be much rejoicing.
Yes, there's so we're
There's half the
rejoicing.
people there say, "I can't eat that. I'll take a little piece, please."
I don't think
Yeah,
a lot of us are that far gone when it comes to
quite a
diabetes.
few of us are.
Yeah, I understood. Okay,
But yeah,
I'm just I'm just checking right now just to look at the screen and checking to see how the counters look. Obviously, right now the counters look very small on the screen, and the thing is, I don't think I actually can zoom this camera. So, all right, I'm not sure I can even zoom it into OBS. Can that be done?
Well, Paul, if you get very energetic, you can do some post processing of the video feed before you put it to YouTube. You do like what they do with golfers, and do a zoomed in picture in picture or something.
Mm-hmm.
or you could do multiple cameras and like record other camera angles that you can come back to.
True, true.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Just have to remember to turn them all on.
Blending.
Another thing you could do potentially, Paul, is pull up your client on the side and enter your moves into the client.
That's true. But I really like
That
to
would
have
make
it as a
suck the
live
time out.
stream of the actual what people are playing and the pieces moving, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That was the idea.
Oh no, no, that's good. That's a good idea.
Okay.
So,
Transform.
yep.
Stretch the screen. Center the screen. Oh no, we have a Zinni.
Uh oh.
Uh oh.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Dun 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 dun
Scooch.
dun 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 dun. What the heck is all this stuff on my table?
Okay, well,
What the hell? What the heck?
hey,
What the
at
heck? Why is
least
this stuff on my table?
he's staying away from the counters, so we're good. Oh,
Yeah, he hasn't figured it out yet. He's
that's
like,
one
what the
thing
heck?
I'm hoping to do. I thought about it a little late for tonight, which is the possibility of grabbing. I have a limited set of miniatures, um,
You
and
know what? That would be a really good idea. Do you have
oh
the
yeah,
mega hex?
hmm I think.
That would actually work a lot better, I
Oh,
think.
I totally agree. I totally agree, and that's why. And I also have to make sure I have to go find. I think it's in my office. Um, I have the big hex map. It's a rolled up. I got it from Chessex.
Okay.
One of the times that I was at Origins and they had a nice booth and I like, oh, I could use that. So I picked it up there. Which talking about conventions, actually that's when my daughter is this weekend.
Hmm.
She's out west in Columbus. There's a convention going out there. I forget what convention it is, and I don't
Is it
remember.
like you were saying it was like an anime pop culture one?
Yeah, and Lord knows she's going to be buying merch. I gave her a limit. I said, "This is how much you can spend. You got my credit card. You only can spend this much, and that's for food and merch."
You know, I'm still a kid at heart and quite adoptable. Just throw that out there.
Uh no. Trust me, I'm still paying for my daughter. Still paying for her for the loans for going to college, and she doesn't have a job. Oh well, it happens. Well, COVID happened. Basically, what happened? Oh yeah, yeah.
Matt Surakan?
That sounds
Does that
right.
sound
That sounds right. But
right? August 29th to the 31st, Greater Columbus Convention Center.
that's the one.
7,800 plus attendees. 3-day anime, gaming, and pop culture convention. Family friendly convention to see connect fans, etc.
Hmm. That's
Oh,
the one she
there
actually
you go.
she's meeting some of her friends out there.
Cool.
That's the one good thing I'm grateful for, which is that she doesn't want she's not really extroverted that much. She really doesn't like being in big crowds and so forth. It really just it's very draining on her.
Right. Not
But
into the party scene.
she's not even into just going to a con. The only reason she's
Wow.
going there is because she wants to be there and she wants to see the artists and see what they have, and also her friends. And she'll actually meet up with her friends. Actually, she's planning on heading down to Florida for like the second or third time. No, third time, to go visit a friend down in Florida. And
Aw.
yeah,
Awesome.
and actually, there's one time actually her friend came up here and they spend like hours in her room just there on their phones and they're because the thing is they're not just chatting with themselves, they're chatting with all their group on like Discord. You know that that's their main way of communication is they have a Discord server, and she's part of multiple ones. And she does all kinds of what's it, editing, and makes these um, throw togethers of, I forget what it's called. It's been so long since I used the term, I've forgotten. Where basically it takes previously recorded videos, usually of anime, puts them to new music, and slices and dices the different animes
GMV,
together. You know,
like GMV, AMV. I forget the name of the genre of it, but yeah,
yeah.
there's if you do a search for AMV video or GMV videos, that's what'll pop up.
Hmm.
Or they've taken like game footage and anime footage, or either or both, and they put it to a song. Like, uh,
Right.
and sometimes they'll take the song itself and they'll have a like a somebody will do it as a cover instead of like the original.
Yeah, and just she'll do some stuff with masking and so forth, so
Mhm.
that you can modify what the actual video is to add what certain elements to it, which
Yeah,
is
different effects and
yeah.
whatnot.
Oh, not just effects, but added actually elements that weren't originally there as part of the movie. So that
Right.
stuff takes the longest period of time.
Hmm.
But yeah, and I'm still paying
Oh, I
for
know
Adobe.
exactly what you mean.
Okay.
Well, that's why I was talking to you about, like getting her Blender,
Hmm.
getting her set up
Yeah,
with that on the
yeah. But
creative
as I said,
process.
she really wasn't that interested in doing Blender and doing 3D and that kind of
Oh yeah.
stuff. Though that was actually interesting about Blender itself, which is I've seen some videos where actually people use Blender as their video editor,
Hmm.
which
Well, it is.
Blender has had that for nearly a decade.
mhm.
Yeah, it's
Oh, I know.
it's like this, Paul. I really want to start using Blender again,
Hmm.
but I need to upgrade the machines for it.
Right,
Or in other words, I need to build new machines for it because like it will not work on these machines.
right. The old machines
Not
that
not
you
the
currently
current
have.
not the current new version. So
Hmm. Understood. Understood.
and that was actually a Blender upgrade problem. So there's that.
Understood. Yeah, I'll probably I'll definitely I'll bring all my Starfleet universe stuff. Actually, I have my bag over there. Um, so if you see it's right on the cuff, the edge. That's the little black thing at the upper. That's the bag. Um, Big heavy thing. But I'll bring that. I'll probably bring. Um, I know you don't see it, which is actually there, right where the kitty is. Hey, Zooks. Which is Grand Slam. It's a baseball game. It's actually kind of interesting. I don't plan on bringing Stratomaster. Is it not Stratomaster? Stratomatic, which is actually for those. There are some people who are really into Stratomatic. I'm not one of those people. I've tried it once by myself. I'm obviously that's not a good way of doing it, but it worked.
Hmm.
So actually, I can probably just lock that in. So
You know something I would love to do,
what's that?
like the next time you come up here,
Mm-hmm.
that's not like the Gamers Weekend thing because we're basically going to be at Gamers the whole time. Is I wouldn't mind going out to a few of these big, the big used bookshops
Mm-hmm.
and just seeing if my rule books turn up in there. Like if they've just been sitting there gathering dust for like 6 years.
And there's a D&D stuff, or
Well, either or, either the D&D stuff or the SFB stuff, because I still remember exactly where that binder was sitting that had all my SFB rules in it when we had to leave my mom's house and I wasn't allowed to get back in there. Like I should have been allowed by law.
understood. Yeah,
So I don't know if that got dumpstered or if it went.
that one I think would be dumpstered. The possibly the books, like the actually bound books, like D&D books. Those might have been sold
So
off because those definitely have value. I don't think a binder of SFB rules is really worth that much.
it wouldn't be seen that way. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And I don't think
Just seen as some old binder, let's throw it out.
right, exactly. Okay, excuse me, my local Zinni.
Oh, I think that's getting curious.
Yeah, well, that's
I
another
think
reason
I'm going to
to make
remind
sure that
you
he
of
gets on the ground instead of on top of the table, where there are. No, no. Okay, I know what you want, but I don't think I have it available to you. Here, let me move this.
Does
Here,
it involve a T on one end and a T on the other?
no, he wants a chair to lay upon, and that's why he was
Oh,
doing earlier, and that's why I have a chair here. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a little.
did you take over his chair?
No, he tried to take over mine, so he's not fun. Looks like he's gonna be comfy. Basically, if you're a cat owner, you know this, which is invariably you'll sit someplace and all of a sudden the cats will gather around you because oh okay this is going to be our spot where we're going to get together and sleep and as a community, you know, because actually that's what ended
Yep.
up happening when I took a nap earlier today, which I started with
Yep.
one cat and ended up with four.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I
Yep.
need that's the only way I was going to stay up this late was to get a nap first.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And you woke up surrounded by cats.
mm-hmm.
Aw.
Yeah, especially some of them are kittens. Like, actually, come see if I can.
Aw.
That one. That one's Boomy. He's sleeping right there. Okay, so put.
Aw.
Yes, that. For those of you who are not watching the video, you just missed a very, very cute kitten. I have two
So what's the
kittens.
deal with the kitten now?
What's that?
How did you guys acquire the kitten?
Oh, there's a person who rescues kittens and
Mm-hmm.
basically domesticates them because they're wild cats. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so makes it so that they're domesticated so they actually can be taken into homes. And ours, you know, and my wife knows the person, so every once in a while we check in on them. And actually, we lost one of our cats somewhere 4 months ago. Um, like I think she had a heart attack and just died in the kitchen. Um,
Oh,
yeah. So we have down to three cats, and everybody was happy with three cats. And then unfortunately, my wife's friend showed her the kitten, one of the kittens. It's like, oh, I got to have a kitten. And it's like, but we're fine.
yeah.
We have three. We're good. It's like I had to have a kitten. So she picked up
Uh-huh.
one, and then unfortunately, that kitten had kind of a brother, kind of a
Okay.
brother. If, Um, this one's a short hair. The one that we were actually going to pick up without him is a long hair. So they're not, you know, so they're kind of related. I think they are. I think they're part of the same. Um, Now, unfortunately, some we had more kittens, but some of them died because of distemper. And this one is basically he has physical issues that he has problems with balance and things like that. So there's something with his brain. I forget what they said, but yeah. And since it's kitty with the special needs, and I have a son with special needs, so it's kind of fitting for us to have a cat with special needs. So we picked him up, and that's Boomy. Just to let you know, I don't name the cats. That's my daughter's job. Picks a character out of the Last Airbender and picks and chooses a name from it. That's why we have Sokka, we have Zuko, we have Boomy, we have Aang, and Suki. All of those are characters. And if you know the Last Airbender, you know those characters.
Did they pick up on it? They know their names.
Yep. Well, I'm not sure what the kids knows yet.
Okay.
Really? You gonna play now? Yes. But anyway, get back to actually why we're here. Jeez, this is going to be a little bit of SFB and a lot of talking about other stuff. So,
Uh-huh.
but anyway,
Now, did you set up on the laptop that you're bringing out? Did you set up Discord?
no, as I told you earlier, I need to set up OBS and I have to install both OBS and Discord on the additional laptop, and I will do that before I bring it out.
Okay. Trivia question.
Yes.
Looking at the laptop,
Hmm.
does it have a dual jack for headphones, or does it have to have a USB headset?
Let me take a look because I got it on the kitchen table right here.
Okay.
It has a single jack, and I don't know if it's the jack. I do not know if that will take a mic. It has an HDMI port and two USB A ports and one USB C port.
Okay.
And obviously, one of those USB A ports will be used for a mouse because the trackpad overall is not that great.
Okay. Um, I may or may not have vehicle tomorrow. I'm not sure.
Hmm.
If I do, I'll try to remember to pick up a headset that works with a mic that has a USB.
Hmm.
Or maybe go by Alliance and see if they have a if there's actually a USB adapter for that sort of thing, where you could
There should
plug it
be
in.
because I'm pretty sure that like
Or is
Logitech.
there a mic jack in the back, maybe?
Oh, the laptop?
Yeah.
No, Doesn't have no. Uh-uh.
Okay.
That I know. And my guess is that the one port is a three port, a three thing port, which is it'll handle both left and right headphones and also handle a microphone.
Hmm.
That would be my guess. Obviously, I should be able to check because I have AirPods that I can connect. I can plug in, and that will tell me whether it is good like that or not.
Okay.
Obviously, I also have an adapter on it, so I can use the USB-C too. So anyhow, so things look pretty good. Obviously, it looks like from the current view I have, which I'm means I have to actually bring this box with me um, to get this good of an angle, um, and that is the counters look pretty small, but I don't think I can do anything about that, um, and because I don't see a way in at least in OBS to do any zooming at all. I can I can trim down what we see, but I can't then blow it up. There's nothing. I didn't see anything for that. So in OBS, that is. Of course, I can imagine someone who knows OBS a lot better than I going, "You're an idiot. You can do this." Da 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 da.
Well, you never know. You could always just ask on a board
Yeah,
or
that
type it into. Is there camera controls for it?
that's different. Yeah, I don't. I have not installed. If Logitech, which is possible, has software which actually can control the camera, I have not installed that
Okay.
because what is this kind of camera? It is HD Pro webcam 920. Now this one's kind of older. It's obviously it still works wonderfully. So, Logitech 920 software. No, I don't care. Software and what kind of manager connectivity gaming software.
Hmm.
Okay, I'll probably have to do some looking to see if that actually supports. Because I see a bunch of software, I just don't know what the software does. So, oh, that's for the okay. That's okay. Logitech Control is for keyboard. Okay. Right. Anyhow, moving onward and forward. Yeah.
So I hear there's this little convention going on.
Yes. What convention's
Okay.
that, Doug?
It would be Gamers of Summer 2025 at the Red Lion Inn in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. So we have a nice big D&D group coming in. I don't know how many tables they're going to have, but I have their GM list. Looks like they're going to run multiple tables. Those guys, for people who are inclined for that sort of thing, they run three different flights a day, like adventure sessions that run about 4 hours each. And, morning, early afternoon, and then in the evening. On Sundays, sometimes they've run two flights and sometimes three flights. But basically, they'll get started just after the opening at 9 a.m. They run a Greyhawk campaign in the old D&D system. They run 5e now, and basically, they were part of the Living World thing that was a nationwide, worldwide supported feedback loop where all sorts of different groups would do this at all sorts of different conventions. And then one day, WotC just pulled the plug on that, and they decided to continue with it, and they do their own thing. But it's still a feedback loop. So from this convention to the next, they will take whatever happened in all the different adventures from all the different GMs and use that to generate what happens next in their world. We also have a bunch of board game people who will have all sorts of different games. If Barry makes it, he'll probably bring Brass Birmingham and some other things. We've got Eric is committed. He's going to be running two different fantasy miniatures war games and also High Frontier, which is not the old Traveler version for those of you who might think that because of the relative age of our potential listeners and Traveler influence. No, it's actually a more modern board game, and it's huge. You've seen it, Paul, I
Hmm.
think. Do you remember seeing it?
Yeah.
It's basically it's a colonization uh, resource management game where you're starting, I believe, on Earth and reaching your little tentacles out into the solar system, and it's based off of real physics stuff and so on. And it looks like a high complexity game that your average Starfleet Battles player would probably enjoy. Barry likes it. I haven't touched it yet. Let's see, and what else? And then there's I don't know. There's Paul who will be there for SFB and Starfleet Universe stuff in general. Um, and he'll be doing his two podcasts.
Hmm. That
He'll be
should be.
streaming.
I'm planning on doing it, either starting at one or two. So.
Okay. And we'll also have cake sometime in the afternoon after probably around 3. Um, yeah, cake. Yeah, so, yep, the old guy at the registration desk turns 60. Everybody gets cake.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So, there's that.
Yeah, I'll be doing the
You're on your
same
own.
thing in January. So
Yeah, yeah. Well,
that
just
means
remind
we have to
me.
have cake in February. That means.
Yeah, we could do that. Uh, 60. Goodness.
Senior citizen discounts. Yay!
Yeah, 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 yeah. Now, funny you should mention that, but yes. That feeds into something else we can talk about later.
Okay.
But yeah. So yeah, that's mainly it. A whole bunch of different games.
Hmm.
Trish will be bringing some games. She will be there. Uh, Barry will very likely not be there for at least Saturday, probably Sunday, from what he was saying, with um, having to go to help with some dog show stuff.
Understood.
But he said as soon as he could be there, he's going to pop out. So, and hopefully he'll be there at some point on Monday.
Hmm.
Look forward to that. So, uh, and yeah, runs 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday until close to midnight ish. and same thing on Sunday. And then Monday we have like a 10 o'clock start until early evening sometime. Very often we kind of peter out around 8, 9, 10. It's usually an early finish on Monday night. So depending on who's there,
Hmm.
what they're doing. Although I have been there up until midnight-ish on Monday a few times. The only
Was
other thing
was
is
Barry
for
there
some of our
playing a game with Eric?
no, Eric's gone by then. He's long gone by then. He's very, very tight on his times and very tight on his time on Monday because he's driving back to West Virginia. No, it's some of the other people that are more local, but if they get involved in a few particular games, yeah, we might be there late Monday. So what happened?
Nothing.
So
That was just me putting away the counters, and that's the sound of the little plastic box closing.
okay. So yeah, that's the gamers plug. Yay, gamers plug.
That was the other one.
And then you guys won't have to hear about gamers of summer until after gamers of winter, which is President's Day weekend. But
Yep,
I'm not
which
going
is
to get into
also February 14th, which is also Valentine's Day.
Yay, conflicting. Is that a
Yeah.
Monday this time?
What?
Uh,
Valentine's Day?
I'm looking.
No, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it says Sunday.
It's Saturday. February 2026. The 14th is a Saturday.
Yep, told you.
We still have the 15th and the 16th.
Mhm.
Dude, if I could do it on Martin Luther King weekend, I would.
Oh, I know. I know. I know.
Like,
I I
it's
I,
just
I
the only other options are like New Year's, and that's pretty much out for most people. And then, oh, hey, there's this Christmas time thing where a lot of people are off.
yeah, that'd be very bad.
But
So
but think of the presents. You could have a tree and everything.
well, I'll admit the good thing about having it at Christmas time and running around that time would be, hey, bring your new games that you just got for Christmas. Come on, let's go play them at, you know, come together and play all these new games.
You know, that would be a good one for New Year's Day.
True, that is
The
true.
only problem would be booking New Year's Day.
Well, the question is how many people. Okay, we'd have to start around noon, give people enough time to recover from the night before.
Well, yeah, but also a lot of people aren't necessarily out drinking.
Oh, I know, understood.
And, we could have a lot of people show up that have that Monday off or that particular day off.
Hmm.
Let's see. January 1st this year is on a Thursday. Uh, or next year is on a Thursday.
Hmm.
Wow, that's a long weekend. But yeah, nah,
Yeah, we're
we're
sticking.
gonna
We're
stick.
sticking where we got because that you've already signed the contract, right?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
so
So we're there. We're done.
we're locked in on that. But there it goes.
Yep. Okay. Well, with that, um, Doug, has been wonderful having you around. You have a good night.
Thanks for having me on, Paul. I'll be here when you're done talking.
Okay.
If you want to yak for a minute.
Understood. Okay. Bye. So things didn't go exactly the way I had planned. But I wanted to give people an idea of what the stream will probably be like. If we can work out something with Doug on maybe changing the camera angle, that'd be great. Obviously, I don't plan on having you see my lovely face. Um, and as I said, in theory, I can use this little iPhone, because I've got a Mac here. This is an iPhone. It's got something called continuity, which will allow me to, I think it's called continuity, which allows me to use the camera on the phone as a camera. So I can position wherever I want it to be positioned, and actually I added it to OBS so I can record it. I just have to set up a scene within OBS to use it, and set where I want to have it on the video and so forth. But yeah, that is the plan. Obviously, I'm hoping to grab the miniatures and grab the big board, and so that makes it a little better and worse, because obviously with a small board here, you could actually see the whole board. With a bigger board, if I try to have it so you can see the whole board, everything gets smaller. Which means I might have to adjust the camera if I want to have it so it's a decently sized so you actually can see what the miniatures look like. But anyway, obviously we got to talking about things that were not SFU related, but that's life. So with that, I am Paul Franz, and I bid you a good night.